Okay, so I adjusted this so that the top is associated with level 2. I've got no offsets, and the view depth is top of steel, and that gave me visibility for the diffusers and the pipes. So I'm going to just move this over until it's a little more centered. And let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here right now. Also, before the video ended, I had this associated with level 2, but I now have it in that ceiling plane. And we're going to go ahead now and go to a view. Okay, so now we can see our ductwork is underneath the structure, and our diffuser is hanging down at another level. And our windows look a little odd, so let's correct that right away. Let me just tab in and move those windows up. I don't know where that came in. So let's edit type, and I just want to change our top of our spandrels 8 feet something. So let's just make this 2'11". All right, and now there's you can have some thinking about whether your ductwork should be extending into the window plane or whether that should be below it. But now we have a good start. Now what we actually want to do is just make a connection between these two. So I'm going to go back to our level 2. And actually I'm going to change the name of this right away. I'm going to rename this because it really becomes confusing when you get multiple level 2s. So I'm going to call this ceiling. So that when we look up here, we see level 2 ceiling. And now the methodology of connecting these is to select the manual way is to select the diffuser and connect it into the tubing, and it goes no auto route solution was found. And so there's some multiple issues going on with that we have to resolve. So first of all, we might want to make sure that we'll go to edit type of the round duct, and typically you'll see there's no routing solution because there were no routing preferences created. Now I'm going to change this. I want an elbow here, and you notice we have no elbows to select from, so we're going to need to load some in. So we're going to go to load family, and hopefully I'll get a dialog box here. I lost my mouse for a minute on one of my other screens. Go load family, and then let's go back out again to our ductwork, our fittings, our round fittings, our elbows, and let's go ahead and select all of these. Sometimes it's almost like you have to hit 1 before they all allow you to select it. And I'm going to click open and wait for that to load in. And once it's going to take a minute. Now we can go ahead and put in a elbow. And let's see what we've got here. Let's just try a round elbow. Click OK. Apply that and click OK. And now let's try to see if it'll do a routing to that. And the routing, because there's no default fitting type specified, fitting cannot be found in the project. And that's probably where it taps into the beam. So this is a little bit frustrating, but this is typical of going through these setups. So this T, we may not have T junctions in there yet, so let's go and load a family again. And now let's go back out to T's. And once again, I'm just going to grab all of them. And our goal here really is not to become MEP ductwork designers, but it is to understand how these things are manipulated in the model, and for us to be able to make suggestions on design aesthetics for layouts of these types of elements. So while this takes a few minutes to load, and I found this to be relatively frustrating, the finagling around of getting all the elements to work, but with Revit, it's very specific about the types of connections. So, all right, so we have that in. Let's give that a shot now. one of the parameters for the fitting is causing the geometry to fail. Oh boy. So typical, let's go back here now and go back to edit type again and see what we have as far as other issues here. Okay, I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to go ahead I'm going to try and problem shoot this without you having to wait to figure out exactly what needs to be put in here to make this work, and then we'll come back. As soon as I can find the stop button.